William Henry Harrison was picked to run as candidate for the Whig Party in his 1840 election. Harrison was the oldest candidate ever to run for president, and the Democrats seized on this. They called him Granny Harrison and Petticoat General in reference to his service in the War of 1812. He was so old that he was a woman. One paper said, "Mrs. Harrison of Ohio is undoubtedly a very excellent matron, but if we must take a woman president, let's have youth and beauty, and not age and imbecility. Give him a barrel of hard cider and settle a pension of $2,000 a year on him, and take my word for it, he will sit the remainder of his days in his log cabin." While that doesn't actually sound like a bad deal, Harrison was apparently not quite ready for his idyllic retirement. So in response to the Democrats' taunting, the Natchez Daily Courier said, "One of the arguments by which a certain class of politicians attempt to put down every man who has passed the meridian of life is that he is an old granny." Rather than shying away from mentions of his advanced age, the Whigs decided to embrace it. The Harrison campaign held log cabin and hard cider rallies where they passed out free hard cider, the people's drink of the day, according to one paper of the time, and rolled log cabins on wheels down city streets. So these lively celebrations, which they said was unbecoming for a presidential candidate, seemed to underscore the point the Whigs were trying to make. Harrison wasn't old, he was instead experienced and decorated. Even so, his age was such a liability that Harrison felt the need to respond more than once, saying in 1839, "I deem it proper at this time to renew the assurance heretofore frequently made that should I be elected to the presidency, I will under no circumstances consent to be a candidate for a second term." And Harrison made good on that promise because he died of pneumonia, potentially from a contaminated water tap at the White House just 3 weeks after being inaugurated. He was 67. Harrison, the old granny, or Granny Harrison if you prefer, was only 7 years older than Kamala Harris is now. So from 2025, Harrison seems almost young, because this past summer, President Biden dropped out of the race at the last minute due to apparently unforeseen oldness at 81. His successor, President Trump, is a full 10 years older than Granny Harrison at 78.
Really enormous.
And the entire government is really just helmed by grannycrats from both parties, and ostensibly always has been.